David and Jonathan, 1 Samuel 18 through 22. Saul kept David as a warrior after Goliath's death. Saul's son Jonathan immediately liked David, and they became as close as brothers. The women danced and sang, "Saul has slain 1,000 men, and David 10,000." This made Saul very, very jealous, and he said, "What? Will he want the kingdom next?" So he watched David with suspicion from then on. As David played the harp for Saul the next day, Saul threw his spear at David, trying to kill him. Later, he tried again, but David managed to escape both times. Saul grew afraid of David, for he could see God was with him. Saul gave his daughter, Michal, to David as a wife. Saul made David a captain over 1,000 men. All Israel loved David. Even the Philistines held him in awe. But Saul kept trying to put David into situations where he would be killed. One day, Saul told Jonathan and all his servants to kill David. Jonathan said, "Why do you wish to kill David? He has done you no harm, but instead has killed your enemies. Will you sin by killing an innocent man?" Then Saul listened to Jonathan. There was another war with the Philistines, and David destroyed them. Saul was upset and once again tried to kill David with his spear, but David escaped and the spear stuck into the wall. The next morning, Saul sent men to David's house with orders to kill him. But Saul's daughter, Michal, heard of the plot and told her husband to flee for his life. David fled to Samuel at Ramah and told Samuel all that Saul had done. He and Samuel went to Naioth to live. Saul sent men there to kill David, but God caused the men to prophesy. Saul sent another group of men, and the same thing happened. So Saul himself went to kill David, but God's Spirit made Saul prophesy all day and all night. This allowed David to escape, and he went to Jonathan. David asked him, "What have I done, that your father is trying to kill me?" Jonathan said, "No, he can't be. My father tells me everything, and he hasn't mentioned this." David said, "Your father knows we are friends, and hasn't told you. As God lives, I am but a step away from death. Whatever you want, I'll do for you." David said, "Tomorrow is the new moon. I'm supposed to eat with your father, but instead I will hide in the field. If your father misses me, you are to say, 'David asked to be excused to go to Bethlehem.' If your father says good, then we'll know I'm safe. But if he is furious, then we'll know I must flee." So David and Jonathan went out to the field, and Jonathan said, "I promise to let you know my father's feelings. Promise me that you will not kill me or any of my household." And David promised. Jonathan said, "Wait 3 days, then go hide behind this stone. I will shoot 3 arrows like I'm target practicing. I will send a boy to go get the arrows. Depending on what I tell the boy, you will know how my father feels. May God be between us forever." The feast lasted for 3 days. On the second day, Saul said, "Where is David? He wasn't here yesterday either." Jonathan said, "He needed to go to Bethlehem." This angered Saul. "Why are you friends with David? If he lives, he will be the next king. Not you. He must die." Jonathan said, "Why? What has he done?" Saul was so angry, he threw his spear at his own son. So Jonathan knew his father meant to kill David. Jonathan did not eat, but grieved for David. In the morning, Jonathan took a boy to the field. He said, "Run and find the arrows which I shoot." The boy ran, and Jonathan shot the arrows past him, saying, "Is not the arrow beyond you? Run quickly, do not stay." The boy gathered the arrows and brought them to Jonathan. Then Jonathan gave him his weapons and had the boy take them back to the city. When the boy left, David stepped out of hiding, and the 2 friends wept. They agreed that their families should be friends forever and parted. Saul pursues David. 1 Samuel 21 through 23. To escape Saul, David fled to Nob, where Ahimelech, the priest, came out to meet him. Trembling, Ahimelech said, "Why are you alone?" "The king sent me on a secret mission," David said, telling a lie. "Give me 5 loaves of bread, or whatever you have." The priest said, "I have no ordinary bread, only holy bread. You may have that." Now Doeg the Edomite, a servant of Saul, was there that day. David saw him. David said to Ahimelech, "Is there a spear or sword here? I left in a hurry and didn't bring one with me." Ahimelech said, "Only the sword of Goliath." "I'll take that." At this time, David probably wrote Psalm 34. It tells how God hears the cry of the righteous and helps them out of their troubles. David went to the cave at Adullam. When his brothers and all in his father's house found out where he was, they went to help him. People who were in distress or in debt or just discontented joined David, so that he became a leader of 400 men. The men from the tribe of Gad also joined him. They were mighty, men of valor, trained for war. The least among them was equal to 100 men, and the greatest fought like 1,000 men. A prophet told David to go to Judah. Saul heard about it. Doeg the Edomite told Saul that earlier he had seen Ahimelech, the priest of Nob, help David. Saul sent for the priest, saying, "You helped my enemy." Ahimelech said, "Who among all your servants is as faithful as David? I know nothing of this." Saul said, "You shall die." He told his guards, "Kill the priests of God for helping David. They knew he fled and did not tell me." But the guards would not kill God's priests. So Saul said to Doeg, "You kill them." Then Doeg slew Ahimelech and 84 other priests in Nob. There was only one survivor, Ahimelech's son Abiathar, who escaped to David. David said to Abiathar, "I knew that day when I saw Doeg there that he would tell Saul, 'My lie has caused the death of your father's house. Remain with me, where you will be safe.'"